Afrobeats isn't just a genre, it's a movement that has taken the world by storm. From the bustling streets of Nigeria to the biggest stages in New York and London, this sound is reshaping the global music scene.
I need some lessons. Say what? I need to give it all. If you know, you know. Say what? He can walk. If he's not, oh. You got me on your side now. Yeah, I'm on your wave right now.
Artists like Burna Boy, Wizkid, Tems, and Davido have become household names, charting globally and influencing millions. Burna Boy's album Twice as Tall topped the Billboard World Albums chart, and Wizkid's Made in Lagos went platinum in the US. Tems' vocals soared on Drake's Fountains, and Davido's Femme became an anthem. In 2023 alone, Afrobeats generated over $300 million, with projections soaring to $500 million by 2025. This isn't just music, it's a powerhouse that's redefining the industry. But how did we get here? How did a genre from West Africa captivate the entire globe? This is the story of Afrobeats, from its roots in Ghanaian highlife to its takeover of the world stage. In this journey, we'll explore the evolution of Afrobeats, uncovering why it diverged from its highlife roots and how Nigeria took highlife and transformed it into Afrobeats. We'll trace this transformation by examining pivotal genres like highlife, Afrobeat, Hiplife, reggae, Afro-juju, and Azonto, among others, each playing a crucial role in shaping the vibrant sound that defines Afrobeats today. Our story begins in early 20th century Ghana, a country rich in culture. Imagine the vibrant markets, the aroma of fresh spices, and the emerging sound that would soon define a nation. This was the birth of highlife. Highlife wasn't just music, it was a movement, a blend of cultures that allowed Ghanaians to express their identity on the brink of change. But how did this genre come to be? And who were the pioneers? Highlife emerged from a fusion of traditional Akan music with Western instruments like guitars, brass, and woodwinds. It wasn't an accident, but a deliberate creation influenced by colonial powers and local traditions. The roots of highlife can be traced back to palm wine music, a genre birthed in local drinking spots with musicians strumming acoustic guitars, influenced by the influx of West Indian calypso brought by Caribbean soldiers during colonial times.
But the term highlife came in the context of the ballroom dance orchestras in 1920s, when the street people had to find a name for their songs being orchestrated by high-class Ghanaian, not European, Ghanaian bands. And they gave it the name high-class life music, high life music.
If you listen to the early forms of music, you can tell all the palm wine influences because of the sailors and the seamen and the fishermen. They were traveling all along the West African coast.
As these influences melded, a new sound emerged, sophisticated by military brass bands and church hymns, forming what we now recognize as highlife. Key figures like E.T. Mensah, often called the king of highlife, emerged, blending jazz, swing, and Latin music into highlife performances. Mensah's band, the Tempos, played a crucial role, their innovative sound transcending social and economic boundaries, reaching audiences across Ghana and beyond. Another pivotal group was the Kumasi Trio, blending indigenous rhythms with Western structures, laying the groundwork for future highlife musicians. Highlife wasn't just about music, it was a symbol of national pride during the struggle for independence, with leaders like Kwame Nkrumah promoting it as a unifying force.
That new African is ready to fight his own battle and show that after all, the black man is capable of managing his own affairs.
The song of the night was called Freedom Highlife, written by E.T. Mensah, the king of African highlife music.
Ghana, land of freedom.
As Ghana gained independence in 1957, Highlife became the soundtrack of the new nation, with musicians performing at celebrations and official events. E.T. Mensah's influence spread across West Africa, his tours solidifying Highlife's popularity and setting the stage for future musical innovations. But this was just the beginning. As Highlife spread, it evolved, adapting to local traditions and giving rise to new musical forms.
I mean, when you went to Kano, Zaria, and Kaduna, how were you received by the people in Nigeria?
I was received very well, and some of the songs I had to play it more than 10 times because they liked it, they loved it.
During those visits to Nigeria, I can remember you had some rivalry with some of the musicians in Nigeria. They felt that you dominated the field.
Yes, I think I can enlighten you on that. Usually, during those days, when you are a foreigner and you enter Nigeria, you are even selling, you are not very well patronized. But it happened that when I visited Nigeria, my music was so much patronized that it set other musicians out of job. So all of them gathered together, and because of me, they formed the Musicians Union in Nigeria just to stop me from coming to Nigeria to take their bread. It was Bobby Benson who spoke highly against it and urged the musicians not to do that. But it is strange that in 1976, when I visited Nigeria, in spite of this rivalry, I was very well acclaimed by musicians themselves.
Highlife quickly spread beyond Ghana, becoming a symbol of national pride and cultural identity throughout West Africa. Its infectious rhythms and melodies resonated deeply, transcending borders and fostering unity across the region. In Nigeria, the genre found fertile ground and began to evolve. Musicians like Victor Olaiya and Rex Lawson adapted Highlife to local traditions, infusing it with indigenous rhythms to create unique regional styles. Victor Olaiya, known as the evil genius of Highlife, was a pioneering force in Nigerian music. By the 1950s, his band, the Cool Cats, was blending Highlife with traditional Yoruba rhythms, creating a distinctly Nigerian sound.
Well, I still feel Highlife has a very, very bright future, and for it I live and for it will I die. And there is no guessing about it. Every other type of music in Nigeria, even today, copy something or has something to copy still from Highlife, because everyone is based, even the Fuji and the, what do they call it, call it what you will, they still have something to copy from Highlife, because all this type of music, they are based on 4 beats in a bar, and Highlife is predominantly based on 4 beats in a bar, just like the English dance steps. So we all owe a lot to Highlife music, and without Highlife music, I don't think this country will have anything to offer musically, morally, or otherwise.
Rex Lawson, born in the Niger Delta, infused Highlife with the languages and rhythms of Nigeria's Niger Delta. His songs, often sung in Kalabari, Efik, and Igbo, resonated deeply with Nigerians, contributing to a unique Nigerian Highlife sound. E.T. Mensah played a pivotal role in establishing Highlife in Nigeria. His tours in the 1950s, including performances in Lagos, significantly boosted the genre's popularity. Mensah's blend of Ghanaian Highlife with local Nigerian styles helped solidify Highlife's presence in Nigeria. Highlife's spread wasn't just about individual musicians. In Sierra Leone, musicians like Ebenezer Calendar and Dr. Olo incorporated local rhythms and instruments into Highlife, making it a cultural force in the country. Calendar's blend of traditional Sierra Leonean music with Highlife rhythms created a unique sound. In Liberia, Highlife integrated with local music traditions, significantly influencing the country's musical landscape. Musicians adapted it to fit Liberia's cultural context, creating a new hybrid sound. In Côte d'Ivoire, Artists like Ernesto Jeje and Amédée Pierre blended highlife rhythms and melodies with traditional Ivorian music. Jeje's style, known as Ziglibiti, combined highlife with local rhythms, earning him the title of the father of Ivorian popular music. In Cameroon, artists like Manu Dibango and Eboa Lotin merged highlife with makossa and other Cameroonian styles, producing popular hits. Dibango's global hit, Soul Makossa, showcased how highlife could blend with other genres to create something new and exciting. Highlife's infectious rhythms transcended African borders, influencing musicians in the US and Europe. The Ghanaian and Nigerian diasporas in the UK and Germany played pivotal roles in spreading highlife internationally. Osibisa, a band formed in London by Ghanaian and Caribbean musicians, popularized highlife globally in the 1970s with hits like Sunshine Day. The Ramblers International Band from Ghana also toured extensively in Europe and North America, showcasing highlife to international audiences and further cementing its global appeal. Highlife became a pan-West African phenomenon, serving as a cultural and political force to unite Africa. It was more than just music, it was a movement. E.T. Mensah's tours and collaborations were pivotal in establishing Highlife's presence in Nigeria, allowing the genre to take on a political undertone that pushed toward the One Africa vision that Kwame Nkrumah championed. It was more than just music. It was a movement that transcended borders and ideologies, making highlife a pan-West African phenomenon.
Now, we are going to talk about democracy. By the people, to the people, for the people, to the people, if possible, with the people, in the people, by the people. We have a lot of songs to the people. Well, it's music. Right. Then when we get that one, there must be a message in it. Let's see. We're talking to the rulers now. Yeah. And there's so much inflation in this country, and so much corruption, and commotion, confusion, oppression. I think we have to fix all that. Fix all
together.
Mensah's influence, combined with the contributions of Nigerian musicians like Victor Olaya and Rex Lawson, created a rich and diverse highlife tradition that resonated deeply across West Africa and beyond. By the 1970s and 1980s, highlife began to decline. Political instability, economic challenges, and shifts in musical tastes took their toll on this once thriving genre.
GH551, Lieutenant Samuel Benjamin Arthur. The tribunal sentenced you to death by firing squad. March him out.
The wave of coups d'etats across Africa disrupted the music scene significantly, leaving a void that would soon be filled by new sounds. In Ghana, a series of coups d'etats and military regimes stifled the vibrant nightlife where highlife once thrived. The atmosphere of uncertainty and fear led to frequent curfews and strict restrictions on public gatherings, effectively silencing the music that had once filled the air. Economic challenges only deepened the crisis. The Ghanaian government imposed a skyrocketing import tax, soaring up to 160%, which crippled the local music industry. Record labels withdrew, leaving musicians struggling to survive. As the music scene crumbled, many highlife artists were forced to seek opportunities abroad, with Germany becoming a key refuge. This migration gave rise to a new subgenre, Burger Highlife, blending the sounds of home with their new surroundings. Meanwhile, in Nigeria, highlife was also facing its own set of challenges. The Nigerian Civil War in 1967 to 1970 had a profound impact on the country's cultural landscape. Although the post-war period saw a cultural resurgence, the youth's musical tastes were shifting. The rising popularity of other genres like Afrobeat, pioneered by Fela Kuti, offered the public something to lean on during times of political instability, bringing awareness and a sense of empowerment. As Afrobeat and other emerging genres like Juju and Fuji music gained traction, they began to overshadow traditional highlife. Yet, highlife didn't disappear entirely. Musicians like Victor Olaya, Rex Lawson, and Osita Osadebe continued to innovate within the genre, incorporating more indigenous rhythms and melodies. However, with the dominance of these new sounds, highlife gradually moved out of the spotlight, no longer holding the central place in Nigeria's music scene. But the decline wasn't just due to internal factors. Highlife also lost its appeal to Western audiences as the genre became increasingly influenced by Western styles. The West had romanticized the real Africa, the folk stories, the old ways, and the authentic sounds. As highlife modernized, incorporating more Western elements, it lost the very qualities that had initially captivated international listeners. The decline of highlife in the 1970s and 1980s was marked by political instability and shifting musical tastes. While Afrobeat rose to prominence, the influence of highlife persisted, serving as a foundation for new genres. Enter Fela Kuti, the father of Afrobeat.
When you are revolutionary and you talk the truth, people will come and slap you down. Then you talk the truth again, they lock you in jail. They may kill you, they may even burn your house down. Like they burnt my house down at home. They come and tell you not to say the truth again. Then I tell them and say, them never hear anything at all. Then go hear pansa pansa. Pansa pansa means they will hear more and more and more until they can hear no more, because the truth can never die.
Fela started by playing highlife, but soon ventured into creating a new genre that would revolutionize African music. Fela's early band, Kula Lobitos, played highlife, but after a transformative trip to the US, where he was influenced by the Black Power movement, he returned to Nigeria to create Afrobeat.
Yes, if you are in England, music can be an instrument of enjoyment. So you can sing about love, you can sing about whom you're going to bed with next. But in my environment, my society is underdeveloping because of an alien system on our people now. So there's no music for enjoyment, there's nothing like love. There's something like a struggle for people's existence. So, as an artist, politically, artistically, the whole idea about your environment must be represented in the music, in the arts. So really, art is what is happening at a particular time of a people's development or underdevelopment, see. So I think as far as Africa is concerned, music cannot be for enjoyment. Music has to be for revolution.
Afrobeat featured complex polyrhythms, extended jams, and politically charged lyrics. The Africa Shrine, Fela's nightclub, became the epicenter of Afrobeat and a hub for political activism. Fela's Afrobeat was more than music, it was a movement. His fearless criticism of Nigeria's military regime resonated worldwide, inspiring a global audience. Fela Kuti's Afrobeat was a revolutionary fusion of highlife, jazz, funk, and traditional Nigerian music. It was a powerful movement that challenged the political status quo.
Then blacks are mistreating blacks in Nigeria. What's the reason? That's worse. Police beat people on the streets like dogs.
The evolution of music is often marked by a pivotal breakaway point, a moment when a genre becomes something entirely new. But when does a genre truly become separate, and how much does it owe to its predecessor? We saw many variations of this from the 1970s to modern day. There's always a counterculture pushing boundaries. Yet many of these genres fade, while the traditional pan-West African sound remains resilient, always serving as the key ingredient in shaping what comes next. Every generation has the right to recycle the culture, to take what came before and mold it into something fresh, something that resonates with the times. Although Fela Kuti's Afrobeat anchors the genre, providing its backbone, other African genres birthed from this also played instrumental roles in the creation and evolution of Afrobeats. In the late 1980s, Afro-juju emerged, blending the rhythmic complexity of juju music with Afrobeats energy. Sir Shina Peters crafted this high-energy, dance-oriented genre. Afro-juju revitalized juju music, paving the way for further experimentation within Nigerian music. The Ozzidi Sound, pioneered by Sonny Okusun in the 1970s, blended reggae with highlife and Afrobeat, addressing themes of liberation and African identity. The Ozzidi Sound broadened the appeal of African music, influencing future genre blending approaches. In the 1990s, Hiplife emerged in Ghana, blending highlife with hip-hop. Pioneered by Reggie Rockstone, it became a cultural shift that resonated with the youth.
My name is Reggie Rockstone, the Hiplife originator.
Now whoop it up, turn it out, whoop it up, bring it in, turn it out, whoop it up. Hey.
Hiplife is, if I take a beat and I rap in, say, Cree, Ewe, whatever, an indigenous dialect from my country, that's Hiplife. Because the lingua represents the high life side of things, which is Ghanaian.
Hiplife modernized highlife, influencing genres like Azonto and Ghanaian drill. Naija-HipHop uniquely blends traditional Nigerian sounds with global hip-hop influences, reflecting the diverse culture of Nigeria. Naija-HipHop showcases the adaptability of Nigerian artists, creating music that's both innovative and deeply rooted in Nigerian culture. In the early 2000s and 10s, Azonto emerged from Ghana, blending highlife rhythms with modern beats, quickly becoming a global phenomenon. Azonto transcended ethnic boundaries, promoting a unified Ghanaian identity and influencing global music and dance trends. The evolution of Afrobeats is a testament to African music's rich tapestry. While Fela Kuti's Afrobeat provided the foundation, genres like Afro-juju, the Ozzidi Sound, Hiplife, Naija-HipHop, and Azonto each contributed unique elements, creating a vibrant, dynamic sound that captivates audiences worldwide. Afrobeats didn't just happen overnight. It was the culmination of years of cultural exchange, musical experimentation, and a deep desire to create something reflective of African heritage and contemporary appeal. This genre was born in the pulse of the cities, where the youth sought to make music that echoed their experiences, struggles, and aspirations. Early pioneers like D'banj, Fuse ODG, and P-Square began crafting hits that resonated with a younger audience, capturing the vibrant, energetic spirit of a new generation. Their music was distinctly modern, yet deeply rooted in the rhythms and melodies that had defined African music for decades. But it wasn't until the 21st century that Afrobeats truly transformed into a global phenomenon. Several factors contributed to this explosive rise, including the rapid advancement of digital technology, the pervasive influence of social media, and the ever-expanding African diaspora in Western countries. These elements combined to catapult Afrobeats from local clubs to international stages. The digital age played a critical role in Afrobeats' global rise. Platforms like YouTube, Spotify, and SoundCloud allowed artists to bypass traditional music industry gatekeepers and reach a global audience directly. Suddenly, a song that started in a small studio in Lagos could go viral in London, New York, or Tokyo. In 2022 alone, Afrobeats tracks were streamed over 13.5 billion times on Spotify, demonstrating the genre's massive global appeal. Social media platforms like TikTok became powerful tools for spreading Afrobeats, with viral dance challenges turning songs into global hits overnight. This democratization of music distribution enabled artists like Wizkid, Burna Boy, and Davido to build massive followings far beyond Africa's borders. A major turning point for Afrobeats came in 2012 with the release of D'banj's Oliver Twist, which featured Kanye West, one of the biggest artists in the world. A song that became a massive hit in the UK and marked Afrobeats' entry into the mainstream music scene. This success demonstrated the genre's potential for international appeal and opened the doors for other artists to follow. As the genre continued to grow, collaborations with international stars like Drake, Beyoncé, and Justin Bieber helped to bring Afrobeats to an even wider audience. These collaborations showcase the genre's versatility and universal appeal, solidifying its place on the global stage.
Chances are, if you have listened to a rap or pop station today, you have heard some Afrobeat songs. The genre exported from Africa is now burning up the charts, but some of the songs now popular came out months or even years ago. ABC's Faith Abube takes a closer look at how social media is making the old new, exposing Americans to music that people in other countries have been enjoying for quite some time.
Digital technology and social media not only facilitated the global spread of Afrobeats, but also allowed for greater interaction between artists and their audience. Streaming services democratized music distribution, enabling artists to release their music directly to fans worldwide. This has catapulted Afrobeats from local clubs to global charts, making it one of the most influential genres in contemporary music. The global impact of Afrobeats cannot be overstated. It has influenced pop culture, fashion, and dance, and introduced the world to new styles and expressions. Artists like Wizkid, Burna Boy, and Davido have become ambassadors of this movement, collaborating with international stars and bringing the sounds of West Africa to a global audience. The future of Afrobeats looks incredibly promising. As it continues to evolve, incorporating elements from other genres, it will maintain its distinctive African rhythms and beats while pushing musical boundaries. Increased recognition in major international awards and the continuous evolution of digital technology will further accelerate its global reach. Afrobeats has transcended its West African roots to become a global musical force. Its vibrant sound, cultural richness, and the passion of its artists promise a bright future with endless possibilities for growth and innovation. Afrobeats has done more than just capture global attention. It has rekindled the international allure once shared by its ancestral sound, Highlife. The parallels between the global dominance of Afrobeats today and Highlife during its golden era are striking. But the lingering question is, how did Nigeria steal Highlife from Ghana and turn it into Afrobeats? The answer lies in a blend of cultural evolution, technological advancements, and Nigeria's unique ability to adapt and innovate. In the 20th century, Highlife's reach was limited by the absence of the internet and global digital platforms. The full potential of Highlife remained unrealized due to these technological constraints. Moreover, political instability in Africa, especially in Ghana and Nigeria, fractured the unifying power of Highlife, which once carried the hopes of a continent on the cusp of independence. As Africa transitioned through the 80s and 90s, the music scene was heavily influenced by Western trends, causing many variations of Highlife to lose their way. The music that once echoed the dreams of leaders like Kwame Nkrumah became diluted, no longer the soundtrack of a Pan-African movement, but rather a reflection of fragmented cultural identities. Nigeria, however, took a different path. Anchored by the legacy of Fela Kuti and his Afrobeat, a genre deeply rooted in political activism and Pan-Africanism, Nigeria transformed Highlife into something new, Afrobeats. This evolution wasn't just about creating a new sound. It was about reclaiming the cultural narrative and giving it a modern twist that resonated with both the local and global audience. Afrobeats today carries more than just beats and melodies. It's a cultural force, bridging the past with the present and uniting Africa in ways that Highlife once did.
Every generation has the right to recycle the culture.
Big time.
You know, and I said something like that they are paying a sort of back homage to Fela, even if they're not aware of it. And that's proved very true now, because every time you see Afrobeats in America or wherever, There's also a picture of Fela somewhere.
But unlike the genres that faded into obscurity, Afrobeats has a strong foundation built on Fela's teachings, a foundation that has allowed it to withstand the test of time and influence. The global dominance of Afrobeats has drawn the attention of major record labels, signaling the genre's immense power and potential. Yet, what sets Afrobeats apart from its predecessor is its unyielding connection to the vision of a unified Africa. Through this genre, the spirit of Highlife lives on, reimagined and reinvigorated for a new era. In the end, Nigeria didn't merely steal Highlife, it transformed it, infusing it with new life, new purpose, and a global platform. Afrobeat stands as a testament to the enduring power of African music, carrying forward the hopes and dreams of a continent that has always found its voice in rhythm and song. And as Afrobeats continues to evolve, it does so with the spirit of Highlife at its core, pushing the boundaries of what African music can achieve on the world stage.